We just got back from Austin, Texas. A couple days there at MegaCamp 2018. There was like 10,000 people in one room for one of real estate's largest conferences, and it was incredible. Mind blown, I think would be an understatement. And so we were there for a couple of days, and I thought this would be a great opportunity for us to just share a couple of our top takeaways. If you didn't have a chance to attend, if you did not, you should definitely get it on your radar for summer 2019. Amazing, amazing event. So one thing that Gary Keller said, he is the co-founder of Keller Williams. He made one line that hit so much home with me that I thought was so super powerful, is make peace with boredom.
Yeah, that was huge.
Want to weigh in on it? Like, why?
I think we get so caught up in trying to invent things and be more productive and all these different avenues that we kind of chase down. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's the simple things that we just need to commit to that are really going to help our success grow.
Mm-hmm. For sure. It's the daily activities, the same thing that got our success that we forget sometimes for the new and shiny.
Yeah.
Right? It's just getting back to the basics, really. Those everyday things.
I know, back to the basics. That big results are built on the back of micro commitments, day in and day out. And we get when we do get bored, when we haven't made peace with boredom, and we get bored with daily consistent activities of calls, follow-up, door knocking, whatever it is the activity in our industry anyways. It actually doesn't really matter, any sales business, to be honest. When we get bored with that, we start thinking like, oh, shiny object over here, I should play with this technology, I should try this new brand or this new company, I should do market, whatever it is, but really we need to be staying consistent with those.
And that's
with
what
the
success is, right?
Yep.
It can be boring a little bit, right? The consistent things, but that really is what...
Yeah, the fortune's in the follow-up.
The
fortune is in the follow-up.
One of the lines that kind of tied in with that whole theme that I heard was the line, do the one thing no one else will do. Right? Yes. I think in real estate, there's a lot of simple things that, you just mentioned door knocking, cold calling, follow up. It's not sexy and no one really wants to do it. And it's just but that's where the fortune is, right? That's where the
definitely. There's
comes.
nothing glamorous about those activities, but those are the activities, consistency.
But people think there is. People do think I have like this like persona of what it's life as a realtor is like. That it's just like all roses and unicorns.
Exactly. No, for sure. And I mean, being intentional every day with what your goals are for that day, right?
Yeah. It was kind of cool how the same theme resonated throughout the entire conference, that even with the keynote speaker, like this that sort of theme that we just talked about was with Gary Keller, when he was talking about market updates and things like that, and then he did like this bunny trail into talking about like consistent follow-up and lead generation. But then the next day, totally different topic, different day, different session, the keynote speaker, John Maxwell, breaking it down to daily activities again. And we're talking like one of the world's most
amazing.
Acclaimed speakers on leadership, motivation, sales, team building. I mean, you name it. Yeah. It's John Maxwell's like right up there. And he said the exact same thing, just in a different way.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, for sure. I think sometimes too we can get so many layers of things that our activities are built upon, and the day just gets so stifling, and really at the end of the day we're really not accomplishing a lot of things, right? I think Ben Kinney dropped the line, it's like sometimes you have to rip down the house to build a bigger foundation, to go bigger, you know what I mean? So sometimes it's like, getting rid of all that junk and all the things that are really distracting us from the activities that are income producing, and shedding the fat and then rebuilding in a way that's going to allow us to get bigger.
Because we all have a foundation, but sometimes you need a bigger one. So you kind of tear down to start all over again.
Yeah. And really getting back to the basics.
Yeah. Everything centered around getting back to basics, staying consistent, and being like hyper intentional about how you spend your time.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
It's awesome. Anything you want to add at all?
I mean, a lot of people are talking about market shifts and what's happening there. And I think one thing that they also touched on was market shifts are opportunities for us to take market share.
Yeah, they said that thing with once market share has been surrendered or taken, it's never given back.
It's rarely given back, for sure. So that it's a huge opportunity, I think.
Yeah. And we're there. I mean, in the Greater Toronto area, we're there. I don't, those of you that are watching this, I don't know what the market's like in your area, but we're in a really segmented market, a shifted market, in many respects. What's felt like more of a dramatic shift that's actually balanced us out, as ironic as that is, but it's very segmented. The condo market is different than the pre-construction market, which is different than the housing market, which is different in the city versus the suburbs, but it is still a shift nonetheless. It's definitely not 2015 to 2016 anymore. But it's an opportunity, and an opportunity to do exactly like you just said, get back to the basics, get really intentional with our time, and be hyper committed to those daily activities that are going to produce the results.
For sure.
100%.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks so much. We just wanted to share a couple of our takeaways, and we will talk to you soon.